Greetings and welcome to Pop's Collection. We're here to talk about another episode of She-Hulk. I'm Ron Tweedy, joining me is Pops, and we're going to talk about, what's the episode name?
It's This Is Not Real Magic.
Okay, there you go.
Which, alright, this is episode number 4. Hi everybody, glad to see you. And this is not real magic. We are really outside today, so. Mm-hmm. And right. We're on the same plane, actually.
Right.
So, episode 4, has the show changed any for you, or are you still pretty much thinking it's basically the same as what you thought it was from the beginning?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's more of the same, not like it's going to really get any better or,
Right, well, but you're still seeing her as the villain.
Actually, I see her more of as a victim than a villain at this point. At this point, I think a lot of things that are wrong with what's happening in society nowadays, she's kind of stuck in the middle of it. We see kind of it because there's an A story and there's a B story. So you have the A story where you have Jennifer navigating her dating life and figuring out, the issues there. And I think that there's some interesting social factors that are there that are, things we have to, that folks have to deal with nowadays as well.
Right. I see that it is a social commentary on the way dating is done nowadays and the way people meet.
But the B side of the story is, again, them trying to shoehorn Wong into the story because he's like a fan favorite, and about a new character we're introduced called Donnie Blaze. Now, I don't know if he's going to be related to Johnny Blaze or not, but
it's interesting how they did put that out there.
Yeah. So
and he did also get a new name, the Wonger. By this party girl.
Sure.
Who he becomes friends with, and I'm sure that she was supposed to be the comedy relief in the episode.
Yeah.
Although some of the things that happened...
you're cringing more than you're laughing, just like a lot of the other Marvel stuff.
True. As of late, they've gone down this direction, and I don't see how they're going to dig themselves out of it, really.
I don't think it's possible.
No.
But anyway.
Well,
there is, and maybe we'll do I don't think we need to. But, they just released 2 new trailers, one Werewolf by Night and the other one Secret Invasion. But the Werewolf by Night one, it does kind of explore some of the more mystical side of Marvel. So they could, have connections to that, but who knows?
Right. Well, they did at one time. They did a book on Stoker's Dracula, and they had a certain time where they had a horror genre label that they gave up before they finished the Stoker's Dracula, their version of it. And so I could see the Werewolf by Night, and I'm sure they did a Frankenstein one also. Probably. I would imagine, but I like horror stuffs, and that particular Werewolf by Night is black and white, at least what I saw. So I think that would be somewhat interesting.
Yeah,
far more interesting than what we're watching now.
Well, interestingly enough, Moon Knight, that was his first appearance, was in the Werewolf by Night comic book, so it would be interesting to see if
they bring him in.
Unlikely, but who knows.
Well,
so there's that. But yeah, I think I'll kind of go back to the issue with the dating side of things.
Yes.
There's this theory called hypergamy, that is basically that, in general, how it works is that women want to marry up in whatever social status that they find themselves in. So when you are a high-paid lawyer who's also a superhero, who's also, all of these things. There's no place for her to marry up to. So that's why she's finding a hard time finding a, date. And then the one guy she does fall for, or has a good time with, or whatever, he pieces out when she's just her, not the superhero thing. So
right, and it was a commentary that she tried the dating as Jennifer, and was not very successful.
Well, and the reason for that is because, like I said, when you're already at the top of the food chain and you want a male who's going to be even more successful and,
right,
well off as you, then, there's not really much to choose from,
Well, and I think that they portrayed that she wasn't very appealing as herself.
I don't think that's the case. I think that...
You don't think so?
No, I think like I said, the issue is that, because you're already at such a high status, there's not people that she's going to be interested in that will want to, that's what the problem is. The problem is, I think, there was not enough men at the level that she's looking for.
Right, and the one that she did have a desire for only had a desire for her as She-Hulk and not as herself.
Yeah.
So I found that...
But even as herself, though, I mean, because the thing is, I think the reason why the guy wanted to be with her is because of the, exoticness of being with a superhero,
Yes,
and that was it.
Because of who she is.
Yeah, so... Actually, it is because of who she is, but, not all of who she is.
Right, just part of her. I think that, we have some extra commentary with us today. I don't know why they chose to do this now while we're doing this, but it's okay. I think that it also goes to the point that as Jennifer, she was looking for someone of higher status, but as She-Hulk, she was looking for somebody different, I think.
I don't know.
Because it seemed like she was going for, or guys that would swipe her as She-Hulk were guys that were bodybuilders and stuff, and the guys that she saw as Jennifer seemed to be like writers and musicians and things like that.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
but
well,
anyway, I think that's just the reality is that there's two things there. Number one, obviously, you have the quandary of hypergamy. The other one, though, is that whoever controls the algorithm through the matching software of that has a lot of power, and I'm not entirely convinced that those folks who own those algorithms and create them have humanity's best interest at heart when it comes to seeing people come together and being fruitful and multiplying.
Oh, absolutely. So, I they are going to a lot of that algorithm, somebody wrote that algorithm for a certain thing, so it may not be necessarily what you need to do. Sometimes I always remember our old pastor saying opposites attract. So when you would go on that website, they are trying to match you with things that are in common. And sometimes I think they don't take that into consideration.
I don't know. I totally disagree. It's not about that at all. It's not. It would be one thing if it was just incompetent. You're saying that people there's an ignorance thing there. I'm saying it's not ignorance. I'm saying that there are willfully mismatching people because they don't want strong families. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, now the point I was trying to make was that I didn't think that they would take into consideration about the attraction.
And like I said, I don't think that's the issue.
It's at all. Okay. All right. Well, that's more of your age than it is of my age.
Yeah.
We used to go and actually meet people in person
Yeah.
and talk with them and get to know them.
Yeah. And there's still opportunities for that. It's just you got to find them. You got to be intentional and strategic about it. You can't just like, you know.
Well, do you think that people are nowadays they're not comfortable? I mean, the people that are normally shy, that they're just not comfortable with meeting people out in the open, and that they find this like a scapegoat in order to meet people just by,
Not
following
you're
what
saying.
I'm saying?
No.
Okay, well, like you said, there was opportunities for people to meet, but you have to work at it and go at it.
Well, I think what you might have been trying to say is that there's a level of abstraction between meeting somebody face to face now, and that people have anxiety around that.
Yes.
And it's been, I would say, only exacerbated for the fact that they made us cover up, 2/3 of our face for the past 2.5 years or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, well, maybe that's that's definitely part of it too. But at the end of the day, we're not. This is not sustainable. Keeping that level of abstraction there. So I think eventually it will
work itself out, you think?
Well, I think it'll just collapse, and then we have to actually go back to
Doing
things the old-fashioned way.
Well, I think that would be a good thing.
Yeah.
Yep. I believe that I guess in our day we called it courting, where you had to actually go out with somebody and know about them and learn about them, and to make a decision if you wanted to spend more time with them. Whereas, that's a lot more difficult to do person to person,
Mm-hmm.
So, and you really got to step forward to do that. But I have to say it's strengthened my relationship, and I'm sure you feel the same way, that that time you spend together, you become more one, because you've learned about this person and what they like, what they don't like, and how to actually treat somebody, because you can look right at them when you make a mistake, and we all make mistakes, that you can see how it affects the other person, and you're able to strengthen your bond by
Okay.
all that stuff. So
Right.
anyways, I'm sorry I'm going off on a tangent.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. The whole episode is that, and then the B story of copy or of a cease and desist for Donnie Blaze to stop practicing magic irresponsibly, because he's sending people through portals and other dimensions, and it all comes to a head where he opens up a portal. He does, and then some demons get out, and so Wong and Jennifer have to team up to banish the demons into some sort of another realm. I think looks like on the other side of the world, in the middle of nowhere, and
Frozen tundra.
Yeah, and then they're able to have Donnie sign the cease and desist, and he's not going to practice magic irresponsibly anymore. That's pretty much it. And then at the very
So he says.
Yeah, and then at the very end we find out that Titania, who's the first person who showed up as a villain at the end of the first episode, is back, and she has the copyright claim for She-Hulk, and so she's suing Jennifer for copyright infringement. So that's kind of how the story ends.
Yes. So episode 5. Can't wait. Well, yes, I can't. But we will share our opinions with you. So until then.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you for next week. Hopefully, Matt Murdock will show up, and we can talk about that. It might be more exciting.
I really hope so. I cannot wait.
All right. Till then, goodbye. God bless.
Goodbye. God bless, and tell your friends.